We've been getting a lot of snow this winter. The fields are looking so bright and so wide. Everything feels like a movie. Back at home, things are very quiet and beautiful. And I have a little something to show you. There is this creature that has been visiting us for the past few days. She looks quite healthy, so I think she has a family, plus she's very affectionate. I'm looking for her right now. My camera is a little shy and decided to film the snow for some reason. But the creature is not shy at all. Here she is. It's this cute little black cat that looks exactly like our Mimi. She actually confused me quite a bit because I thought that our cat was outside. And I know that Mimi can't stand the cold very well because I'll let her out and she'll barely sniff around and then come running inside. But this one, as you can see, she is very used to it. This day it was about minus 26 Celsius, and she just did not seem to be bothered by it at all. She follows me everywhere. She's so cute. So I'm just walking around the neighborhood with her and enjoying the silence and the quiet that the snow brings. I got these very thick overalls because I wanted to work outside during winter. I've been wanting to clear this area that's covered by sumac plants. They are a native tree that's very good for providing food for the birds in winter. From my window, I can see the crows standing on the branches and munching on the little red drupes. In summer, we can make lemonade out of them. There's a little horn-like structure. And in fall, the leaves are just gorgeous shades of yellow, orange, and red. But I just have too many of them.
I'm sorry.
I'm thinking of planting some wildflowers and letting the grass grow a little taller because I hadn't seen that many butterflies last year. I think the bees would also appreciate having more variety in their diet. One of the best feelings is to be out in winter, moving your body where you don't even feel the cold. It's so satisfying. But let's go back home. I have other things to show you. Why am I so white? I'm here prepping my table set up to pack my mail club orders, but I have an idea. So this is what I currently use to store all my stationery. Well, I guess not all of my stationery, but some of my precious things. Here is a better look. It opens up to these 3 levels, and there are some dividers that you can remove and customize the size that you want. There are little slits here. And I keep some memo pads and loose sheets of paper. This is sort of a linen paper. It has a very pretty texture to it, but it just comes with so many. It takes me so long to go through a whole block like this. Plus it has multiple colors. It would be so nice to just share it with people who I know will enjoy probably. It's a hard day to be a camera. It's so gloomy. And I just blew myself up even more. I made a little postcard this month. I was really excited to make a pattern like this. This is called Toile. I think the official name is Toile de something. But yeah, I'm so excited. I've mentioned it in my newsletters previously that I would really love to make one of these because usually they're like quite realistic. So I wasn't sure how it would play out with my style that's a little bit more simple like this. But I ended up making the stickers in my simple cutesy style. Just some of the things in this pattern are realistic-ish. Like the trees and this holly, the birdhouse, kinda. So it's not super realistic, but also not super cartoony. Also this little pine branch. So I think it was a good mix. Also, something else I wanted to show you. We did a little trip for the holidays to visit family in the US. And on the way back from Atlanta, Georgia, we went to New York City to visit some stationery shops. And one of the shops was not exactly stationery, but stamps related. It was not related, it was 100% stamps. Okay, not 100% because they also had ink pads, but that was it. It's called Casey Rubber Stamps, and they have like a bunch of them and a catalog that you can choose, and they'll make it right there. It takes like 10 minutes. I didn't want any because they're not really my style. I tend to go for like a cutesy, this kind of stamp. Showed you backwards. This is from Eric. But my husband did get a couple stamps, and one of them was this one, a little tree. He was like, how come you're not taking the tree? That's so weird and wrong. But I didn't want it. I don't know. I didn't see a use for it because where am I going to be stamping trees? But that sounds like such a silly statement anywhere. But well, this month I found the perfect place because I wish it was a pine, but it's okay. Because look what we have, trees right at my pattern. Told you it's a hard day to be a camera. But yeah, it'll go perfectly on my mail club because trees, realistic trees. It's gonna be the only thing that's like contrasting this black, very dark, but that's okay. I'm willing to take that because it's a tree. Easy. It's so good. Honestly, it's quite impressive the amount of detail that they can put into it. I love it. So in goes the postcard, little memo sheet, or it could also be just a paper for scrapbooking. That works too. Little sticker sheet, sticker, and this month I'm also including a sticker strip like this. So tiny. And it goes. And then I'll use my freshly bought closing stickers from Daiso. It's just perfect for this color palette. This blue and this white. It's like I knew what I was doing. I heard some meowing through the double pane windows in my patio, which means Black Cat is probably here. Look how they're so similar. It looks like a mirror. Mimi is definitely not a fan of her, but it's nice to have an outdoor companion. There's a lot of shoveling to do and she'll just hang out with me. So adorable. I do hope she has a family though, because during summer, my cats are gonna go around and take a walk in the yard. And if she's there, that's not gonna be a good thing. My cat Coco doesn't care that much, but Mimi is very territorial and she'll fight her for her life. Maybe Black Cat knows that's why she goes away every single time? I have a bunch of new stationery that I got from my last trip to the US. They're all here in this bag. And I knew that I wanted to change a few things regarding the way I organized them, because my current setup, which is this Toyo utility box, is too big and bulky. I thought it would be amazing to like sit down here and I open my sketchbook and it's all perfectly laid out there. Everything is in its compartment, perfect. But turns out it's just like too high. So when I'm sitting down here, it's a bit uncomfortable to be looking over inside, especially because of the compartments. They're a bit too deep. So we're changing that up. Also, I want to have things closer to me when I'm here at my desk. And I know what's really been working so far, which is this one here. This set of little drawers. They're transparent so I can see what's inside. And they fit a bunch of things. So these are 2 sets that I stacked up on top of each other. I got 2 more that I'm planning on putting right here. I don't think it's gonna fit both of them like this, but they're all separate. I'll show you. They come in these 3 sets of separate little drawers, and then each one has more drawers. Words. I'm in the kitchen drinking water, but you can't see me. Over the years, I have been changing to have less stuff around. It's just a lot easier to clean and to maintain dust-free, which makes me feel better. Turns out I can fit quite a bunch. I can probably still fit Mr. Oddish here. Yay. I got this guy at a Comic-Con and I had no idea it was an Oddish, the Pokemon. I was just like, why would I have a planter here? It's so cute. I love it so much, but why in a Comic-Con? Still want to access the plug to turn on this light. Perfect. Oh, it's so cute with the light on. Still can put this guy here. This is a little moisturizer slash lotion. Don't love this. Who needs access to a plug, right? I don't even use that pair of scissors. Now I have 2 options. Obviously, I measured everything before, so I knew it was gonna fit there, and maybe like 1 or 2 would not. I was thinking of putting it here, but now I'm thinking that they could also go here. So I put these little suction cup bars. They're like curtain rods because I have my lenses here for my camera, and I was scared that the cats would be going up this little platform thingy and they could potentially just knock them out of the shelf, which would make me very sad. I was thinking that I could just raise these things like this and then have this guy maybe here. Sorry. I think I'll leave it like that because then I don't need to change anything here. I worked on the plug right now. I fished it out from here. I had this little clip holding it together here, holding it stuck to this back area. Now it sits there. We're gonna hide that cable with this and hide it even more with this. I don't love it, but it's better than not being able to turn on my light. I tried to get it up here on the back. That would be the ideal place because then I wouldn't see it. But it's not long enough. And I was able to use this little hook that I had my AirPods on before. Little garlic guy. They have the same shape. And you can't have your arms over there because I won't be able to open the drawer. Now comes the most interesting part, putting everything in their places. And I'm gonna need to divide things in categories. Little memo pads. These are my favorites. Alligators or crocodiles. And penguins. These are probably like 15 years old. I also have a little piano. More penguins. I don't know what's up with penguins. I think they came in a set, probably. It's like, hello, family. Some stickers. Some fabric. I remember I used these to sew a couple dresses, and I wanted to put it in my sketchbook. But because it was here, hidden in this box, I never did. It's like the same color palette, but different tones, This one is colder and this one is warmer. I have like sticky notes, but I also have some that are just regular paper. I think I actually prefer the regular paper because the sticky notes are not that sticky and just at the top. Sometimes it's a bit weird. First world problems. This one is one of my favorites. And I don't use it as often because you would never guess because it's here. And then I have this little container with letters that I cut from packaging and things that I find cute. I don't think I've ever used it. I'm really good at collecting them and cutting them out, but maybe that's the hobby, right? Good thing about having a toolbox being used for other things is whenever you don't want the toolbox for these other things, you can also use it for tools. I know, groundbreaking. So to the garage you go. All right, where do I even begin? I think I'll take these smaller ones for the smaller memo pads. I had to pause filming for a bit because that's why I was rushing, because I was doing two things at the same time, trying to figure out where things go, which takes lots of brain power and filming. I feel very good. I feel like things are advancing. One thing that I really like about these things is that they're modular and I can put any of these drawers in any of the casing. So that's been really good to find the right space for the items. Also, I was taking a look at this little pouch that my friend gave me. And inside, I forgot. I didn't even know that this was hiding in here, but look, it's the cutest stamp ever. I showed you a random blank cap, but look, it's a tiny little bird. The cutest thing. Ugh. I have a stamp drawer. It's going in the stamp drawer. Also, something else I wanted to show you. Sometimes I like to really look at the packaging to see how they do things. This little band that goes across to keep things together is just tied with a little piece of tape. And I always have the idea that things have to be inconspicuous and like hidden. You can't know how this was attached, or it was like super technological and a machinery to do this kind of things. And then I see a piece of tape. It's inspiring. Like we don't have to reinvent the wheel or take 200 steps just to close a little packaging. But I feel like it also elevates it. I was gonna say this feels more expensive, so it probably has a different closing. Like another way of doing this would be to have this little band overlap one of the sides and then put double-sided tape here so it would, you know, be hidden. But this one is also just showing, which I love. It's so cute. Look at this. There's a little yellow one. Look at this. If this is not the most satisfying thing you've ever seen this whole day, then your day is gonna be really good. It fits perfectly. Oh, you're right. Maybe this is like the next level of satisfying. They both fit so perfectly. What is this? This day keeps getting crazier and crazier. Look at this. Boom. Boom. I'm speechless. This packaging is a good example of this is going on my journal. The actual stamp is not even that one, so it's like they made it on purpose so that people who like packaging can collect it. Sorry, I'm not showing you anything. Okay, so this is the stamp. How could I get rid of this? Crime. Another great victim for my journal. I'm using the scissors that I said I'd never use. Never say never. I just primed myself. I was organizing my little stamp drawer. I'll show you everything in a bit, but I picked up this stamp here. And it reminded me of the day that I got it. I was testing it out in my journal and I was listening to this song a lot. So I put it right here, the little packaging. I stamped it and wrote the lyrics of this song inside. Leather and Lace by Stevie Nicks and Don Henley. I was gonna say Donnie, but we're not that close. I feel like I'm committing a huge crime by putting this very delicate piece here where it might get some sun, but at least it's a little bit hidden. Also, like putting tape on this feels so wrong. It came with this little note. I'm gonna take my time afterwards to learn what they say. I think it's like, please don't put tape on me, I'm very fragile. There's like little threads coming off. Oh, I feel so bad. See, it's already telling me you didn't like it. But this is worth going to jail for. To be fair, I did use my own washi tape because it's very, very weak compared to like a thick masking tape from the hardware store. So now I'm just using regular masking tape. Life's too short for not going to jail. Okay, I'm ready to show you how everything turned out. On the first floor, we have loose sheets of paper, colored, square grid, colorful, nothing sticky. Well, I lied. Sticky notes right here. Boom. Second floor, we have memo pads, smaller ones on this side, and bigger ones on this side. Smaller, cute, funny shapes on this other side. Here are my stamp drawers. These are some letters that you can connect them. Date stamp, and the adorable ones with designs. In this upper floor, we have washi tapes, solid colors and patterns on the right, then decorated ones in the middle, and these are ones that I can write on. This one also. On the last floor, we got some cards. These are very thick boys. And some little letter sets. And here, a vacant spot available for rent. I had just come back from a 3-week-ish trip. My fridge was a little empty, which I actually love because it means that I ate through everything and nothing went bad. So I'm not gonna have the most nutritious meal. And that's okay because sometimes it's just about feeding myself. Throughout this video, I've actually been trying to let go of my high standards for recording and filming videos. I went to film school in my 20s, and what comes naturally to me is to be very well prepared and organized and have a plan of what to do. I'm talking about shot lists and having a very clear idea of what I want to include. It's how we're taught in school because to film a movie, you have a budget and you can't just be walking around and deciding as you go because it involves multiple people and locations and equipment. Everything costs money and time is a very serious subject. All of this ties very well with my personality. I tend to be very structured, but the other side to it is that I end up spending a lot of time perfecting a craft where it's not the place for that. I think art doesn't have to have a purpose. If I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun, that should be enough. But we can't deny that things have to be sustainable as well. So I can't spend a whole week to film a video. As much as I love it and enjoy absolutely everything in the process, just because I have other things to do, and that's okay. We still have to juggle different interests and different ways of expressing ourselves in a healthy way, right? So what I did for this video is I put my camera in automatic mode, which means it's controlling the lighting in every single shot. And the funny thing is that instead of helping me be more spontaneous and not have to be checking the camera, it actually created way more problems. And I can tell already that it's gonna be very interesting to correct all of the light variations that it tried to cope with. So that didn't work. I'm curious to what I'm gonna try next. The snow is still falling outside. This blue jay and I are very hungry, but the view is oh so pretty. Gotta go help my poor tree stand up again. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!